seems that it's always after the fact that we're figuring out that that was something that would have affected our faith, and how do we catch it before so we don't do that thing, which may make us lose it.
So you are still at that stage where you're making accidents. You know how to drive, you know the rules, but accidents happen to you, and you are saying, why this is happening? Oh, this is why. But you find it difficult to prevent the accident from happening. How do you prevent an accident from happening? Not really. You can tell yourself that 1 billion times, don't make the same mistake. But people usually do. They repeat themselves. They're stuck there. They repeat the same mistake over and over again. This word is for Umar. He likes big words, so I choose nice big words. This is anathema to spiritual development. Okay, this is death. This is killing you. Because if you're stuck, that means you're dead. If you're stuck, that means you're dead. You always have to make progress. Because we are in the way of the believer. We're trying to be believers, aren't we? And the believers today must be better than yesterday. And tomorrow has to be better than today. How a believer is going to know this? How the believer is going to understand that his today is better than yesterday, but tomorrow has to be better than today, if he's not looking at what is today, what is yesterday, and what is the vision for the next day. So you can tell yourself, don't make the same mistake again. But unless you know what mistake you did, you are doomed to repeat it. And what is that mistake? Because that's why for the longest, I don't really like this word accident. If it is an accident, like on the road, then why police must come? Why must you be punished? Why must your insurance go up? Why must they give you a ticket? Why you are in the wrong? Why in an accident there is a person who is right, person who is wrong, correct? Why don't the police just say, oh, it's an accident. Okay, it's okay, it's accident. But even in life, it teaches you, whenever there is an accident out there, that you just didn't see something happen, still there is a responsibility, still you are wrong. Still that one is right. Very clearly, no confusion, no vagueness. And the person who is slapped with let's say, the charge that he is wrong, he doesn't really fight back in an accident. Because it's clear, the proof is everywhere. If you rear end somebody, that person who rear ends it is usually in the wrong, 100%, isn't it? Nobody argues about it. But why now? When it comes to the spiritual development, we say, oh, it's just something that I can't understand why it came and how it came and where it's going to go. Meaning the mistake that you do, now it is never an accident. Now this is when your understanding and your thinking, not just with your brains, of course, you're thinking with your heart. You're thinking now in the way that your Shaykh is going to think, in the way that your Prophet is going to think, in the way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is thinking. Now, of course, I don't mean thinking the same way exactly, but Allah is saying this is wrong and this is right. This is my will and this is not my will. You cannot say now, well, it doesn't matter. You cannot say now it is anyone's choice. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has clearly said, this is my will and this is not my will. You make the choice not to be in the will of Allah, there is nothing but disaster there. You cannot say Allah gave me free will, so it's free to make my will to be in the will of Shaitan because he gave me free will, right? No. You do that, you are going to be in disaster. So, what happens? Why is this tariqat especially concentrating on your nafs and concentrating on tafakkur? Concentrating how not to be what? In ghaflat. So many accidents they happen because we are in ghaflat. What does ghaflat means? We were asleep, we were not aware. Now in the spiritual way, it's not just physically you have to be aware, which is why in this Shaykh and his way, SahibulSaif's way, he wants his murids to be very sharp about things that is about the dunya. You have to be very sharp and you have to be very alert. You have to have discipline in what you are doing. You cannot just do anything and say anything and then say, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're sorry. You're going to be sorry. There's a price to pay. If you are paying that price, you know how much it costs, then you're going to try hard not to even be in a situation to say, I'm sorry. Not to make that mistake. You are not going to be in ghaflat. You're going to be in a very awake and aware situation. You understand? And this is when what? When you are driving, this is almost instinctive. There is no thought process there. You see something, you react. There is thinking, but the thinking is beyond you controlling your thinking. You understand? It is beyond your conscious thinking. Now there is something else that is motorizing you to think. This is what tariqat is concentrating. Who are we going to give the keys to motorize our thinking? Is it our nafs? Or is it the will of Allah? Because you know how it is. We do wrong things. People who do wrong things. For example, they say in a marketplace or in a bazaar, the thieves, they're going to recognize each other. Correct? Meaning everyone else is not a thief, but a thief and another thief, they're going to look at each other and they will know. Why is that? It's instinct. Yes, it is instinct. But that instinct, it has been sharpened and it has been focused on the wrong thing. We can also say in a group of people, the believer is going to recognize another believer. The saint will recognize another saint. Why is that? Because there is that instinct, because there is that awareness, a wakefulness. Now, what do you want to do? You want to concentrate on how to make your instinct and your thinking and your reaction and your focus just on this world and the nafs? Or are you going to sharpen it to understand your spirit? And in order to understand your spirit, to understand what it is that is going to block your spirit. When you do that, then before something happens, you're going to swerve. Before something happens, you have a feeling it will hit you. Something is going to hit you. This is when your heart is going to start working. Why do you think I always scream at you? Don't make excuses. Don't make excuses. Answer to the point. I'm asking you, A, you give me story of D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. And you continue. Huh? I say, stick to it, to focus, to sharpen it. You understand? Because we're brought up to always give excuse. From very young, why are you doing that? It's because, to the point where nobody understands what is a rhetorical question. Another word for you. Another rhetorical question. Meaning a question that is not really asking for an answer. A question that is supposed to make you think why I'm asking the question. There must be something beyond that. Like, for example, we're saying, person is not coming for Fajr. Then they come finally, and I say, where are you? I'm here, Hojam. They're not understanding. Why is that? It's blocked. You understand? You become a blockhead, squarehead, a blockhead. So you must, with that discipline, with that understanding, with that focus, then you will slowly understand why you do certain things. Why is this a habit? You start questioning. Why is it a habit? I see people praying when they are not doing anything, when they're not praying. They are kind of alive, regular, but when they are praying, they always yawn. And yawning always at a particular place, particular time that they're yawning. Do you question yourself? Do you say, why am I doing this? I'm not going to open up that hadith to talk about yawning in prayer, because we open it, we're going to be responsible. He's sleeping over there, and he's nodding his head. He's sleeping and he's nodding his head. What can we do? But you are not catching yourself, you're not questioning yourself, you're not being suspicious of your actions, and you're not asking for help, and you're not pulling yourself back. You're not pulling yourself back. You just ask yourself that question. Why do I keep doing it? But you're not catching yourself. Next time you pray, before you pray, says, I'm not going to yawn. Simple. Then you catch yourself, you stop, say astaghfirullah. Next time you're going to catch yourself again. Next time you're going to start controlling. You're going to start having that control. Maybe you're not going to be successful 100%. No one is successful 100%. But because you take that one step, Allah will take 10 steps to you. You understand? If you don't take that one step, you'll wonder why you keep going into the landmines and getting explosions all the time. Whether it's you yourself with the habits that you do, or with other people. With other people, it's much easier. Because with other people, you know, okay, you have a feeling. The mood is like this. There's something there that is not right. Now, if I say this, I'm going to go down this road. If I say this, I'm going to go down this road. Now you have to make a choice. Maybe you're going to take 2 minutes to think about it, but later, next time, because you know you're coming to that fork in the road again, you have a choice. Now you have to make it quicker, maybe in 1 minute. Next time, maybe in a split second you have to. Because when you are driving, you don't have time to think. Split second, you have to make a decision. And in this way, because we are looking at our ego, we must know what the ego is coming at us with 100 miles before it hits us. Then you know, okay, it happens, I behave like this because my mood is like this, and I get weak and I'm doing these things. I'm not going to blame other people for doing it, but because I want to be weak, because I want to do these things. And to use that just as an excuse to do what I want to do. So we should not be stuck. You have to examine and you have to look. What did I do? Step by step. Step by step, you're going to. And in our way, step by step, next time you're doing everything properly, but still something happens, your own blameworthy self, your own self is going to know that I am at fault. I am at fault. You understand? And you're going to try not to do it. You're not going to say because this happened or because that happened. You're going to say, sit down. Million times we're saying. You're going to watch yourself, and you're going to be very careful. You're saying, I've done this again. That's what, like over here. How many times I'm saying, sit down, sit quietly over there. Something is going on, don't. And I'm saying that, I could say that privately. I'm not saying that openly to bring anyone down or to embarrass everyone, but so that everyone is going to learn. This is a place where we learn. This is not a place where you're going to just, oh, he hurt my feelings. Same way, if you go to a high level school and you're supposed to go through this test and you fail in the test, you cannot now blame the teacher, you hurt my feelings. You didn't study for the test. Now, there are certain situations here, we are being watched. You have to test yourself. And I'm saying that openly for everyone's benefit. Not now. Be quiet. Sit. Be quiet. But you're not listening. That's why you keep doing it over and over again, because you're not listening. Or when you listen, you say, this is not me. That one is very idiot because he's doing it, but it cannot be me. It's not. So you're already putting yourself in a superior position. Then if you don't learn, one day you are going to be made a lesson. Just like the Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying. If you don't take lesson, one day you're going to be a lesson. That time you're going to be you're not going to be sharp enough, even when you make a mistake. To know that I made a mistake, I should just be quiet. You still, what? What are you saying? Because you know if a person says something, you just be quiet. Then you get spoiled. You think it is a game. It is not. You understand? So this is the way that we are watching things. This is in preparation for other things that we are going to do. This is directly related to what Dajjal, how he is making so many billions of people to be sleeping, and what Mahdi alayhi salam's attitude and tone and quickness is going to be when the time is that is coming soon, when the time is there for us to act in the way of haqq. Because in reality, batil is very quick too. Batil is not in ghaflat. Shaitan is not in ghaflat. Your ego doesn't sleep. This world doesn't sleep. Your desires, they don't sleep. Only the believer, using his faith, is falling asleep all the time. We should not. At time, take seriously whatever that is happening to you, especially in situations like this. What we say, watch yourself as much as you are correcting it. And that time is not going to be coming to you again and again. وَمِنَ اللَّهُ تَوْفِيقَ الْفَاتِحَةِ